If your name is Sean O'Malley, this is going to be an uncomfortable video and you may want to turn it off because I'm going to say some things that you probably already know, but you're probably trying not to think about them. So I suggest you don't continue past this point. And if you're a Sugar Sean O'Malley fan, view this video with discretion. It's going to be a hard pill to swallow. Guys, let's be honest about this matchup. Sean O'Malley versus Marlon Vera isn't exactly making fans go bonkers, all right? We're not really pacing back and forth, biting our nails, figuring out who's going to win this one. It just seems like a formal matchup for O'Malley in order for him to right the wrong and get a nice free win against Chito Vera, so then he can fight the real #1 contenders of the world like Merab, Corey Sandhagen. Maybe we'll see a Petr Yan matchup again. I mean, let's be honest, he didn't exactly make it look all that clear against Yan. O'Malley has a lot of work to do, and beating Chito doesn't exactly prove that he's that guy yet. Okay? And on the other hand, Chito, even though he has a win over O'Malley, and this is a matchup that makes sense because of that, he's not the best #1 contender. He's not even the second or the third best, maybe not even the fourth best. But one thing that is fun about this fight, outside of the grudge match, the fact that they don't like each other, is the fact that we may see this facial expression on Sean O'Malley. That's right. Sean don't have a goddamn chance to finish Chito. And he is going to be uncomfortable in the 4th and 5th round after he hits Chito Vera with the kitchen sink and still has Vera marching him down with a smile on his face without a cut, scratch, or bruise. And so the question is, if O'Malley can't finish Chito on the feet, he's going to either need to finish him on the ground or he's going to need to win a decision. Because if he doesn't finish him on the feet, which he's not, he is going to have a moment in the 4th or the 5th round where he has a choice. A, does he run around the octagon like a chicken without its head? Does he endure the boos and the fans waving around their flashlights, disappointed because he's running around not engaging and looking like Izzy when he was running from Yoel? Sure, they may be throwing the tomatoes. Sure, they may be throwing beer cans. But hey, he'll be safe. But it will be embarrassing. It will definitely not be a good look for the so-called baddest striker in the bantamweight division. I think that O'Malley can save himself the embarrassment, and I think that he can blast double leg Chito Vera and take him down, and I think he needs to. I think he will have to. And I know that there are going to be some people that are going to be saying, what do you mean he has to shoot takedowns, man? This is O'Malley. O'Malley's the best striker in the business. It's not about that. It's just about the fact that he cannot stand with Chito for 25 minutes and look impressive for every single one of those 25 minutes. This is code red. And unless Chito shows up looking like Chris Moutinho with absolutely no skill whatsoever, which I just don't think is going to happen, O'Malley is going to eventually get tired. He is going to slow down and his body is going to start to fail him. He's not exactly Mr. Durable. He's always talking about my rib this, my perennial nerve that. He's just not exactly Mr. Sturdy. And I think he needs to take Chito down. He needs to learn from Corey Sandhagen. He needs to learn from Jose Aldo. Those were the last 2 guys to beat Chito, and they both grappled against him. Okay? Corey Sandhagen wasn't taking no risks. Corey Sandhagen didn't let his ego get in front of him. He could have stood up with Chito in the early going of their fight, and he would have done well. Corey has a granite chin. He's actually more durable than Sean O'Malley. But the first thing that he did was take down Chito, take the wind out of his sails, and just frustrate him, take away any ability that he has to get off anything big. Okay, to get off any strikes that are impactful. And then he went out there in the 2nd round, rinse and repeat, took him down again. The 3rd round, they struck a little bit. The 4th round, the first thing Corey did was shoot 4 takedowns in a row on Chito Vera to let him know, I'm still not going to give you what you want. And he won the fight, 50-45. Okay? But even Corey in the 5th round wasn't so high output. Even Corey was starting to tire out. I think O'Malley can do the reverse. I think that he can strike with Chito early. He's a lot faster than Corey Sandhagen. As far as speed, athleticism goes, O'Malley is better than Corey Sandhagen. I think he hits harder than Corey Sandhagen. But hitting hard against Chito, it's not going to help you. But I think O'Malley can strike early for the first couple of rounds. I think that he can, maybe manage his distance properly. We'll see what Chito we get. If Chito's on the gas from the moment the fight starts, I think that's going to be real ugly for OMalley. I really do. I think it's going to be real ugly for him. Okay? But Chito's the guy that is almost a little bit too smart for his own good. He's trying to be Mr. Tactical and Mr. Technical, when in reality, he should be the risk taker. He should recognize the gift that he has in having probably the best chin in UFC history and fight like it. Because when Chito is wild, he has success. Against Corey Sandhagen, for example, whenever he would try to sit there in the pocket and plant and throw and win the outside foot battle, he would get pieced up. All right, he would get bamboozled. He wouldn't be able to land anything on Corey. But when he would blitz forward and chuck combinations and not care what was coming back in his direction, Corey couldn't do a damn thing about it. And that's when he looked his best. That's why he looked decent in the 5th round, because he was really pushing the action. I don't think he's going to do that against OMalley. All right, I've heard Chito in interviews say things like, listen, I'm not going to make the same mistake as Aldo. I'm not going to overly extend and leave my chin on a silver platter. I do like the idea that he's not in a rush. That's good. If you start rushing, eventually you're just not going to find the shots that you need. When people look for the KO, they usually don't end up getting it. It has to come naturally, but he's got to be aggressive. He's got to put it on OMalley, get in his face. Similar to how Sean Strickland, for example, put the pressure on Adesanya in their title fight. Sean Strickland wasn't even throwing a lot of output. It was just bringing Adesanya into that dirty boxing range, forcing Izzy to throw because he was uncomfortable. If he can do that to OMalley, if he can just get OMalley to empty his gas tank early, then, it's going to be real ugly for Sean. We are going to see Sean with this facial expression, and it's going to be bad for him. His fans are not going to like that. And again, when I say get in OMalley's face, I don't mean run at him like Aldo did, obviously. I'm talking about Chito's classic style of tucking the chin, taking punishment on the forehead rather than clean on the chin, and just, again, smothering him, being close to him at all times, making OMalley feel like there's always a threat of something coming in his direction. But I think Chito will show up overly patient, stationary, slow, and ultimately, OMalley's just 10 times better on the feet. We don't even need to get that deep into the weeds on it. Even Petr Yan struggled to hit OMalley early in their fight. And even though Yan's a slow starter, he's still a whole lot better than Chito Vera when it comes to striking. Everywhere the fight goes, he's 10 times better than Chito, in my opinion. Better striker, kickboxer, boxer, freaking wrestler. This ain't little Pedro Munoz for Chito to just tee off on. A guy that's got to stand right in front of Chito's face, with little twig arms or little, stubby legs. Sean O'Malley's going to be hard to hit, and he's going to be moving around a lot. He's going to be fast. One of his most impressive attributes is his footwork, his ability to keep distance. And when you got a guy like Yan working overtime to get in on the inside of OMalley, you're in for a tough one. I think Chito's going to be a field day for him, but as I said, it's all going to come crashing down. As soon as that 4th and 5th happens, he's going to need to level change. And I think that he will be able to do it. O'Malley's been doing jiu-jitsu for a long time. He always talks about how, these bantamweights are in for a rude awakening as soon as they end up testing me on the ground. And we've seen a little bit of that, but it's not been that impressive, let's be honest. Yan took him down a bunch of times, and O'Malley didn't really give him the business down there, but he was able to get up to his feet. He was at least able to stuff takedowns from Aljamain Sterling, and as far as I'm concerned, I think that if a guy can defensively grapple, I think he can do it offensively too. There was even a moment in the Yan fight where he took Yan down in the 1st round, where he spun around the back of Yan and brought him to the mat. It was sort of a legit takedown. Of course, he didn't keep him down there, but it was crafty. It was sneaky. And if you look at everyone that's fought Chito, every single person that's tried to take him down has succeeded. Dominic Cruz took him down. Aldo took him down and even took his back. Corey Sandhagen, of course, took him down, rinse and repeat. So I do think it's possible for O'Malley to get the takedown if he lulls Chito into the idea that they're just going to be striking. I don't think Chito's expecting that. I think he's expecting a war on the feet. And O'Malley, if he can get Chito to the mat, maybe he can do something similar to Sandhagen. But we'll see. We'll see. O'Malley's going to have to get rid of his ego because, he's not going to have the big viral KO. He is going to have a 5-round decision. And fans are not going to absolutely love it. And if he does dominate early, that might actually decrease his chances of doing well in the later rounds and ultimately winning. Because if he dominates early, that means he's going to have to throw a lot of output. And if he does that, again, Chito could catch him and he could put him away. If there's anything that Chito has, it's big power in his hands. But ultimately, I have to pick OMalley in this fight, okay? I just don't think that I can trust in Chito's ability to finish OMalley if the guys that he's hurting are guys like Rob Font, who's a much more simple striker, okay? And Rob Font's always been a little bit chinny, okay? Chito got outstruck badly in that fight. I don't think Rob Font is anywhere near as durable as OMalley either. OMalley has a pretty good chin. He was taking some big bombs from Petr Yan. The other guy that we see Chito finishing is Dominic Cruz, for example, who leaves his hands down sometimes. Cruz is a guy that loves to blitz in with long striking combinations, and he's someone that entertains the close range striking a lot more than OMalley. And so Chito was catching him with some hooks, countering low kicks, and he was catching him with some right hands, and eventually knocked him out with a head kick because Cruz has been read like a book up until this point. He's been around for forever. I mean, the guy's style at this point is a little bit predictable. He slips and he dips, and Chito caught him when he was dipping. I don't think OMalley's going to be dipping his head off to the side. OMalley can fight from both stances. That proved to be an issue in Chito's fight with Corey Sandhagen when Corey was switching. And as I said earlier, OMalley's a lot faster than Corey. Way faster. And I'm more confident in OMalley's chances of beating Sandhagen, especially because Sandhagen's coming off of a bad injury, tearing his tricep. That's no joke. And, you know, OMalley, again, I kind of forgot how hard it was for Yan to, like, hit this man. So there is that. So I am going to go with OMalley. I am going to predict a 49-46 or even a 50-45. I think we are going to see some wrestling. And when I say he needs to wrestle, I mean, in order for him to secure a win safely and soundly, make it to the final bell, and not give Chito that chance to KO him late, he's going to have to shoot a couple of takedowns. He's going to have to toss his ego to the wayside, and he's going to have to do what needs to be done. All right, people are going to shit on it. It is what it is. I expect it, okay? I expect it, and I've even seen Tim Welch. I've even heard Tim Welch talk about how they might go for a submission. Tim Welch even called, I think we're getting a submission this time, so that may be a sign. That may be a sign. Anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Until next time.
What's up, guys? It's Lucas Tracy MMA, and I'm wondering if you're trying to look like Yoel Romero. Well, if you don't have his genetics, that's impossible, but I could at least help you get halfway there with my ultimate lifting program, and if you're a beginner, my novice lifting program. These are programs that I've used my 9 years of experience in the gym to make so that you can put on as much muscle as possible in as little amount of time as possible. And it'll also give you a variety of workouts so that you never get tired of the gym. So if you're interested, click the link in my description. And for a discount, use code MMA for 30% off.